Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here. It is Wednesday the 4th of September, a little bit late on this update this evening, but we got there in the end. I just wanted to show you first of all the chart here that's in front of us. Oh, I must just tell you that WeatherWeb's kept free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen, so by you coming back, visiting regularly, by telling your friends about the site, get rid of that message, that's what keeps the site completely free of charge. So thank you for doing that, for using the adverts, clicking on them, etc. That's what generates revenue. So this is the forecast for Birmingham from the CFS model. I just wanted to show you this. This is a chart that we supply to a client here, and it's the red lines that we're interested in. This is for the next 3 months, so this takes us through to the 1st of December, and it's just interesting to note the CFS has quite consistently over the last few weeks been picking out this period right at the very end of September. Now it makes it dry. Look, you can see the rainfall there makes it quite dry, but it also makes it cool, and it's this period that's been highlighted all the time, so it's a watch period for us at the moment. We then see it go warmer into the beginning of October, quite unseasonably warm, 21 degrees, and then it falls off, look, cooler into the middle of the month. But it's this temperature plunge here that's also been shown up too, showing us this cold spell around the middle to late part of November. So it's just interesting to see how the CFS develops here. This doesn't mean this is going to happen, but it's quite interesting that the CFS has been consistent in predicting these cooler spells. So it's just interesting to notice it, isn't it, and to keep an eye on it and just see how it develops. So this is how things look over the next few days. This is the chart from this morning. You see the ridge of high pressure there that's through the British Isles. Notice how through the course of Wednesday afternoon that ridge has been building in across many parts of England, Wales and Ireland, and it looks like it'll be staying that way as well overnight tonight and into tomorrow as well, save a little bit of low cloud and spots of rain for northern and western Scotland. In fact, it looks like it should be a pleasant day on Wednesday with some good spells of sunshine around, and should be staying dry as well right the way through the day. Again, bits and pieces of rain around for northern and western Scotland, but I think generally it should be dry. High pressure is going to be in control again as we head in towards Thursday, and I think what that basically does on Thursday is it brings a front southwards through the country. Now, that front looks as if it is going to bring some cloud and some outbreaks of rain once again through northern England, through the northern Midlands, through Wales, perhaps 1 or 2 spots of rain here. The front edges southwards, it weakens all the time as it goes, and I think what it will do is just result in many parts of England and Wales having a fairly cloudy day. To the north it'll be brighter, there'll be some good sunny spells coming through, but a more active front again dips south through Scotland during the course of the afternoon on Thursday. And then into Friday, well, we've still got the front look trapped through northern England, quite a cloudy day here, and also for Northern Ireland, 1 or 2 spots of rain. Brighter central Scotland, but again we're going to find some outbreaks of rain coming into northern Scotland during the latter part of the day. Down to the south, it looks as if it is going to be dry. I know that a bunch of you are heading over to France, sailing across to Cherbourg. Those of you on the ybw.com forum, sailors amongst you have been getting in touch to ask what the weather is going to be like, and it looks as if we'll find that ridge of high pressure persisting into Friday evening. Now, my only concern with that is that you could find 1 or 2 mist and fog patches in the channel, but really I don't think that'll amount to much. For the rest of us overnight, high pressure in control. Looks as if there'll be some cloud across northern parts of England, western and southern Scotland, perhaps producing a few spots of drizzle with just light winds. I think Saturday morning looks to be quite a dull start to the morning. I think there will be some sunny spells around, particularly for southern Wales, southern England and the far north of England. Through this area of northern England, sort of the northwest-ish across to central parts of Ireland, here's where we've still got the remnants of the front, which could produce some cloud and some spots of rain, and also some cloud and spots of rain for northern and western Scotland as well. Elsewhere though, bright, some good spells of sunshine, and the wind southwesterlies, probably 4, 6 or 7 across this northern parts of Scotland. For the south, mainly south to southwesterly, only about a force 3, and through the Channel, easterlies there, probably blowing at around a force 2 or force 3, and again just an odd fog patch to watch out for. Now, overnight into Sunday, the high drifts eastwards. We tend to find this flow slipping into the southeast. You see, all areas are dry overnight, but this southeasterly flow may get up to a 4, top end of a 4 even, through the Channel during the course of the night. For many though, it's dry, it's clear, and we start to get some warmer air pumped northwards again. Again, 1 or 2 spots of rain could affect western Scotland. Here the wind southwesterly at force 4, but generally for many it looks as if it should be fine heading into the day on Sunday. Then we have to look out for, during the course of Sunday, we've got to look out for the flow going more into the south. This brings a warm day, but a fine day. I think some good spells of sunshine across many parts of the British Isles during the course of Sunday. Notice though, cloud increasing across western Scotland, Western Ireland, as this rain moves into the west. But Sunday looks to be a fine day, good spells of sunshine, and I think southerly winds probably around a 3 or 4 through the Channel. I think 4s, perhaps even touching a 5 through the Irish Sea later. Southwesterly 6 for northern and western Scotland. Southerlies a 4 down the eastern coast. But for most of us, it is going to be a fair day with some good spells of sunshine once again. So the flyers amongst you and the farmers amongst you, looks like you've got no problems there on Sunday. Heading overnight in towards Monday, we start to see a bit of a change. Look, low pressure coming in closer to the north of Scotland. This is the start of the trough that's coming in from the west. Now, I think probably the GFS has speeded this up a little bit too much. I think this is a little bit quick. This is a situation as it sees it for midday on Monday. And you see it bringing stronger winds and outbreaks of rain down these western coast, some of them quite heavy at times, keeping the east dry. I actually think this rain is delayed. I think this is going to be further west, so it'll affect Ireland during Monday, perhaps western Scotland, but I think elsewhere we should be largely dry. And then into Tuesday, well, the rain will clear away towards the east on Tuesday. It may hang around, though, in the southeast for a time, but notice how this ridge tries to build back in with a return to better conditions. Now, it's at this point that the forecast, I have to say, does become a little bit suspect. The confidence does dip down, but I think the ECMWF has probably called this about right, because this is how the ECMWF sees things evolving. This is the chart from midnight last night. So we got high pressure across us, look, and it looks as if that high pressure does stay in for the next couple of days. And then what happens is that, now I'm going to have to do a refresh on this, isn't it? Always the way. Let's just do a quick refresh on there. There we go. You'll notice how this high builds in. This is the situation on the 8th. So this is the situation on Saturday. Look, the ECMWF basically going along the same lines as the GFS. Now what it then does is, look, there's the trough coming into the west during the course of Monday. So it too brings in the trough, but notice this coloured red here. This is the ridge hanging on in the southeast. And I think this is more likely the position. I think the front is further west down here, affecting Ireland and western Scotland during the course of Monday, and I think it's overnight and into Tuesday before it clears east. We then find, I think, the southeast probably seeing 1 or 2 showers as that front goes through, but more showery conditions for northern and western Scotland, 1 or 2 showers for northern and western Ireland too through Tuesday. Now into Wednesday, this is where I think the ECMWF may have picked up on something, because remember I've been telling you that I was watching this period the 12th to the 14th. Well, the ECMWF is starting to try and put something in here. Look, this is the 12th. So this is the position as of Wednesday, look, and it's starting to bring this area of low pressure in as this trough comes through. Now, it then brings that trough eastwards during the Thursday, and it looks as if that trough hangs around through the Thursday, clears eastwards, brings us some showers before it clears away off towards the east as the remnants of a tropical storm head north of Scotland. So I think what's going to happen here is we're going to go into a spell of unsettled weather from about the 12th to the 14th. Not everywhere is going to experience heavy rain. I don't think there'll be that particularly heavy rain in southern and eastern parts of England, but there will be more notable rain than there has been over what will by then be a couple of weeks. Then we're going to find a brief spell of better weather coming in around the 15th to the 16th before this fella moves up here towards the north of Scotland. That brings a spell of heavier rain for northern and western Scotland and for Ireland, and the risk of some gales too. And as the cold front passes eastwards, it'll bring some outbreaks of rain across many parts of England and Wales, probably sometime on the 16th or 17th, which takes us to around the Sunday or the Monday. I think after that, once this feature has cleared through, the ridge of high pressure you see to the west here is going to build back in. So I think that probably from around the 19th or 20th we find this build of pressure starting to come back in. The build is likely to be to the west. That allows the northerly flow to come in, and it's that allows the cooler temperatures for that final week of the month that we saw on the CFS model at the beginning. Of course, it sounds like a fantastic story at the moment, and it's a good plan, but will that plan come together? Well, we're going to watch it over the next few days, see how things develop, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed. So, thank you.